Hello and welcome to Silverstone for round 2 of the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. As you can see, over the years things have moved on slightly in this series, from the Mr. Whippy days to the professional setup that you see around us. And today there are a couple of old faces back to join the series, and I caught up with them a little bit earlier on. Ken, tell us, you've been with the series for quite some time now.
Third year now.
And you missed the first round at Brands.
Unfortunately, I did miss it. My wife booked a holiday in Mauritius. So I spent the race, watching the race on TSL in the accommodation in Mauritius. It's very frustrating not to be racing.
Absolutely, but you managed to watch the TV coverage pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Within a couple of days it was on the TV and I was sat in the holiday accommodation in Mauritius again, just watching the race. It was fabulous having that facility.
And so today is your first round of the series?
It is, yes, first round, a home circuit. I only live up the road from Silverstone, so looking forward to the race.
And it's beautiful weather for it here today as well.
It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. 40 odd cars on the grid. It's going to be fun.
Andrew, tell us, you've been involved with the Elise Trophy from the beginning.
Yep.
You've come and gone in terms of racing though, haven't you?
I have. Got very involved at the beginning, but I did all the races, spent all my money, so now I'm saving a little bit of money and picking and choosing my rounds.
So why Silverstone this weekend, not Brands last weekend? What makes you choose which races you're going to come to?
Well, I'm doing a few rounds this year, so I picked basically the circuits I like. Now, Brands is one of the circuits I like, but I'm going to race at Brands in July. So I thought I'd do Silverstone, then Brands, then another couple.
Aha. Any other favourites you've got out there?
Well, I'd like to have done Donington, but we don't know about that at the moment. And I'm going to go and do Spa in October, because that's probably my favourite circuit.
Absolutely. It's got to be, I think, most people's favourite, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the 1,000 kilometre in December or November, which should be a good laugh.
Excellent stuff. Now, this used to be a very, very quick car. Is it going to be as quick today?
Well, we'll see. I've qualified sort of where I hoped. I was hoping for top 20 and I'm 22nd, so it's not too bad. I'll have a bit of fun from there.
Excellent. We'll enjoy the race.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Well, I'm joined now by two drivers who are racing the Lotus Exige this year. Boys, why have you chosen this car over the Elise?
It's favoured reliability, really. It's sort of normally it works, but unfortunately today it's blown up, so it's not going to be racing for the rest of the day.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, it worked last year really well. It looks great. We've had it redone for the start of the season, but we've now lost the engine, so yeah, new one for Nürburgring.
So what made you pick the Exige?
I think, a bit like Pete, really, reliability. The Toyota engine, I think, has a lot less troubles, K-Series, so that mainly.
Excellent. Well, I wish you both the very best of luck. Well, not for you, Pete, because you're not going to be out there. But James, I wish you the best of luck in the race, and we'll catch up with you later, hopefully.
Thank you.
Tom, you've been with the series for a long time, since it started, and you've raced various different cars. Why now the Exige?
Well, one, we thought we'd change the car to a more current model. The S1s are getting a bit old now, they're over 10 years old. So we're racing the S2 Exige. The other reason we're racing this is because we're also racing the 211 in Europe, and the cars are kind of similar in handling characteristics. So that helps. We're not moving from one car to another car with a huge differential in how they behave. So both cars are behaving reasonably the same, although the 211's got a lot more power. And the third reason is we like the look of them. They're very pretty, aren't they?
They are very pretty, and I'm told that's as technical as it's going to get. So yeah. Perhaps you could enlighten us as to your favourite red wine.
My favourite red wine? Probably a Bordeaux. I didn't know you were going to ask me this. Yeah, and my favourite holiday destination is Portugal.
Why Portugal?
Because I went there for New Year with Mark Speller, and it was really nice, so we booked up to go back.
With Mark? Now, I've been in a bar with Mark, it's quite scary.
I wasn't just with Mark, I was with Fiona also, so no, yeah, that was really lovely, yeah. I can get more technical on cars if you'd like.
If you want.
We've changed the wheels, they're slightly bigger. What else have we done? Oh, we put a timer in it, which is very helpful, and it's got 2 race seats. Apart from that, we're not allowed to do anything else, so everything else is pretty much standard.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy Portugal with Mark.
I will do. With Fiona, not Mark.
A wonderful sight as 48 cars from the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy make their way to the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit grid for the first of 2 races this weekend. Adam Busey takes pole position, and alongside him Gavin Kirby. The revelation of the season thus far, Luigi Valentino Mazza, starts 4th with Marcus Jewell 5th on the grid. Such a big grid, some big names further down the order. Tom Chataway, who we just heard from, is there in 16th. Pat McBennett usually goes quicker than 18th on the grid as well. And still they come with Ben Pitch all the way down in 25th. Eric Bailey, who showed well at Brands Hatch, 26th. Paul McNeely too should move up the order, as will Nigel Ayres almost certainly from 30th. Stu Malt down in 34th, but he's a quick driver. Andrew Napier had adventures last time out at Silverstone when he was collected by Jake Humphrey, the BBC Formula 1 presenter, and all the way at the back of the grid, Greg Noble, David Skeggs had some adventures in qualifying, and Ben Highland round out the grid. 20-minute race in prospect on the Grand Prix circuit as we get the green flag waved at the rear of the field. It's Busey on the outside in the sky blue car, Kirby on the inside in the silver. Watch for Matzer in the yellow machine, he's at the very inside of the picture, and as well Simon Phillips in the white number 40. The red lights go out now. It's a good start from Gavin Kirby. Adam Busey, not such a good start, terrible start from Busey. He gets shuffled down the order. James Knight as well, going well up the inside in the silver and pink car. On board now with Simon Phillips into third position as Kirby and Matz lead the way further back down the order with David Skeggs, and it looks pretty fast and frantic. Nigel Hannam just in front of David as the enormous field stream up towards Maggots for the first time. Back on board with David Skeggs. Will he make the move? Stick on Nigel Hannam. Dust being kicked up. It's like a mini Iceland on lap one. Somebody having a spin there as they go through Beckett's. We'll pick up who that was in a moment as the leaders stream through Chapel and on to the Hangar Straight for the first time. And it's Gavin Kirby who's got the early advantage. He's brought Luigi Valentino Mazza and Simon Phillips with him for company. Also well up, Marcus Jewell in 4th position, Rob Austin 5th, then Polster, Adam Busey in 6th with James Knight in 7th. Kirby holding the inside line Stowe as Mazza looks to the outside. No way through there, Simon Phillips just watching and waiting for the moment. They go through Stowe and then down to the reprofiled club corner where they'll take a very tight left and then an endless right past what is the new pit lane for the 2011 British Grand Prix. It's still Kirby leading the way as everybody streams through. A wonderful sight as ever from the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. As the rest of the pack, well, they're just about safely through, but 2 or 3 abreast through club is not for the faint-hearted as the leaders accelerate on the slight incline up towards Abbey for the first time. It's still Gavin Kirby who's got the advantage, although Matzer just having a look to the inside, probably more to remind Kirby that it's there if anything else, but he outbrakes himself ever so slightly. And is that going to give Simon Phillips the opportunity as they jink through the Abbey chicane, go down in towards Bridge for the first time? It's flat in the Formula 1 car. Is Matzer braking? No, he's not. It's near enough flat. And in Lotus Elise as well. On towards Priory for the first time. This is where Hill and Schumacher tangled in 95. Everybody's safely through as Matzer again closes on to Gavin Kirby as they go into Brooklands. Matzer looking to the outside, Marcus Jewell closing up as Rob Austin runs wide at the back of the shot. Simon Phillips looking to the inside of Matzer as they go into left field, and I'm not sure that Luigi Valentino Matzer saw Simon Phillips there. He shuts the door very, very late, but the swooping line from the yellow car of Matzer as they come through to complete lap 1 gives him the run onto the start of his straight behind Gavin Kirby. And this, let's not forget, is Luigi Valentino Mazzer's 2nd ever car race meeting, and here he is dicing for the lead once more, but Gavin Kirby in pole position for the moment. He is doing a great job at the head of the field. Marcus Jewell in the orange car. We saw him trying to go around Simon Phillips. There he comes! Superb manoeuvre from Marcus Jewell up into 3rd position around the outside into Maggots. Well, the last driver I remember doing that was a certain Lewis Hamilton in GP2, and Marcus Jewell makes it stick. So he elevates himself into 3rd position, chasing down Gavin Kirby and Luigi Valentino Mazza. Adam Busey up into 5th position, back in car with Simon Phillips. The Hangar Straight really does go on forever, but it gives the leaders a good chance to tuck into the slipstream, which is exactly what Matzer's doing, but Kirby holds the inside line, so Matzer jinks the outside, but I think Gavin Kirby may have just done enough this time to keep Matzer at bay. Yes, he does. So Kirby in the silver 95 machine doing a fine job in these early stages as James Knight tries to pick his way past Adam Busey. Further back, plenty of battling in car once again with David Skeggs. And coming down the Hangar Straight in qualifying, David's front splitter broke, which is a very scary moment for him. Back to the leading trainers, Marcus Jewell looks for 2nd as they go through club. All 4 wheels across the grass. Has it worked for him as they accelerate again towards Abbey? Jewell in the orange car in 3rd position, though I think that's rather cost him a little bit of time, if anything, as Simon Phillips, Adam Busey and the rest gang up, but Busey looks to move past Phillips. We'll see if he made it stick. Jewell goes through in 3rd and then it's Phillips, and Busey may have just found himself chopped off because James Knight has moved up a position as well. Once more into the stadium section that completes the lap of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, and Luigi Valentino Mazza still bumper to bumper with Gavin Kirby to lead the race. And Kirby, well, he's just holding the inside line on every curve, and there's nothing that Mazza can do because these cars are so evenly matched. There's no way around the outside. Out of Luffield they come, and into the new Woodcote corner. And Simon Phillips has got a good run on Marcus Jewell, and Phillips is going to move back up into third position. A spin a little bit further down the order. That is number 63, Paul Baker. And so Baker, I don't think that's going to put him out of the race. He looks as if he was on the road to recovery. Into lap 3 we go, and still it is Gavin Kirby from Luigi Valentino Mazza. Then a bit of a gap back now to Simon Phillips in third position, having made that move, stick of Marcus Jewell, with James Knight as well right up into the mix. The two leaders pretty much as one as they go through Beckett's. Well, close racing is the norm on the Silverstone Track Elise Trophy, and this is no exception. And this weekend, racing as part of the FIA Formula 2 Championship meeting, so an international stage for the Lotuses to show just how competitive they are. Again, Gavin Kirby holding the inside line down towards Stowe. Mazza looking to the outside. No way through there, although he does contemplate swooping across as Phillips runs a little bit wide. Hello, Marcus Jewell. He's back into third position. Another very smooth move from Marcus Jewell. You can see in the foreground Mazza looking again to the inside of Gavin Kirby, and that's going to allow Jewell to close up. Running fractionally wide there is Stu Malt in number 44, as he's busy battling away with Andy Gordon in the white number 55 car, dicing throughout the pack. But it's at the front of the field where we have an absolutely fantastic race. A leading quintet now beginning to break away, with Kirby from Mazza, then Jewell, then Phillips, and then James Knight lurking in the background, as Knight looking to the inside of Simon Phillips, who in turn was looking to the inside of Marcus Jewell. So as a consequence they go through Abbey pretty much as one into Bridge. The camber just working in favour of the drivers. It's a lovely corner to drive, very, very satisfying as you plant the right foot. And many of these drivers will probably have done some track days on the full Grand Prix circuit here at Silverstone, and track day is almost more common in fact on the Grand Prix circuit than race meetings. So whilst the drivers may know the circuit, this is almost certainly the first time that they've actually had the opportunity to compete on the legendary Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. Coming through to start lap 4 now, and it's still Gavin Kirby who has led since the lights went out. Although now Marcus Jewell has worked himself onto tail Luigi Valentino Mazza, and Jewell looks to the inside as they're going to Klopp's corner. No way through there, says Mazza. He swoops across and takes line. Will he run wide across the AstroTurf, which is extremely slippery? No, he won't. So he remains in second position. Although Simon Phillips in car with Phillips, you can see Jewell breaking into Beckett's as they jink through. It's a bit like one of those cone driving exercises you sometimes see at car launches, the cars following exactly the same line. Well, James Proctor making his way safely into Copse Corner, Nigel Hannam just behind him, as the leaders already making their way through Chapel Curve and out onto the Hangar Straight. Now this time Marcus Jewell has got an excellent run on Luigi Valentino Mazza. Mazza tries to squeeze Jewell to the outside. Is Marcus Jewell going to keep his foot in? Is Mazza going to keep his foot in? Well, Mazza keeps his foot in. Jewell looks at doing the Mansell dummy, which is draw Mazza to the outside, then jink to the inside, but unfortunately it doesn't work for him this time, so he remains in third as they go to Club Corner once more. And you just wonder, maybe, if Gavin Kirby is the cork in the bottle, and that a couple of the drivers just behind him could possibly go a bit quicker around the Silverstone circuit, but at the same time, it's one thing to pass, well, it's one thing to catch, and it's quite another thing to pass, as Mazza runs wide through Club, all four wheels onto the concrete in the background. Is that going to give Jewell an opening? No. Well, we've got a green flag here at Abbey, and so something must have gone off going through Club on a previous occasion, as the leading cars again into Bridge. Not so smooth that time from Gavin Kirby. Mazza contemplates going around the outside. Will he carry the momentum to have a look up the inside into Brooklands? Not quite. Instead, Gavin Kirby just wafts across, hugs the curb, no way through there. And then Luffield, the never-ending right-hander. Mazza running a little bit wide as they all go through as one. Simon Phillips, well, he's probably in the best position of all at the moment. He's just able to watch those cars in front and tuck into their slipstream. So Phillips settles into an all too familiar position for him, which is watching the orange car of Marcus Jewell in front as they accelerate along. Start and finish straight on towards Copse Corner. The super fast right-hander. Through they go, and James Knight again in the background, just looking to try and make the move with Simon Phillips. Instead, it's Phillips who gets the propulsion out of Copse, as does Jewell. They all fan out as they head towards Maggots, and Marcus Jewell looks to the inside of Luigi Valentino Mazza. Simon Phillips looks to the inside of Marcus Jewell. No way through there. Plenty of battling going on in the background. Stu Malt running through just ahead of Matt Bartlett in number 13. And Matt, who featured very well at Brands Hatch at the start of the season, running up in the midfield today at Silverstone. And with such a huge entry, there's somebody throughout the pack to dice with, as we can see here by this train of 20-odd cars fighting for the positions in the upper teens. Great to see the Lotus Track Elise Trophy so well supported. Back in car with Simon Phillips as we see the 3 cars in front as they go towards Club, fanning out Marcus Jewell. He's got the run on Mazza. Through into second position goes Marcus Jewell. Great move. Now what can he do about Gavin Kirby? Because I think Jewell has got a bit more experience in these Lotuses than Luigi Valentino Mazza, and might just be a fraction more assertive in pushing his way through. Again, Mazza runs wide, and it really is maximum attack in third position as Jewell closes on to Gavin Kirby into the Abbey chicane. No way through there really, unless the car in front makes an error, and Gavin Kirby doesn't make an error, nor does Luigi Valentino Mazza. So frustratingly for Simon Phillips, he remains exactly where he was. And let's not forget James Knight. He remains there in the background in 5th position. It's a 20-minute race as Jewell goes for the lead, almost making contact with Gavin Kirby, and that was audacious from Marcus Jewell, as Mazza then tries to just nip up in second position. Phillips loses it a little bit as they go to Brooklands. That could allow James Knight through. Yes, it does. Knight goes through into 4th position. Knight goes through into 3rd position, does he? They go side by side through that field. Out onto the dirt goes Luigi Valentino Mazza, but he prevails as further back, plenty of action. Nigel Ayres, unfortunately, that's a spin for Ayres as they go through Brooklands. He'll recover without too many problems. On to lap 6 we go, as James Knight, well, he didn't make it through to 3rd position. Instead, he's busy defending that 4th place from Simon Phillips. And hello to Adam Busey, because he's coming up to the leaders to make it 6, fighting for the podium positions. This is a replay a little bit further back down the order as Gary Broad takes a line with plenty of width. Unfortunately, that looks very smoky, and a great shame as that's a race over for the very hard charging Gary Broad. Let's hope that that car can be repaired in time for the second race later on. In car with Phillips as James Knight settles into the slipstream with Luigi Valentino Mazza as they head down the hanger straight. At the front, it's side by side, and Jewell's got a very good run here on Gavin Kirby. Is Marcus Jewell going to do it all the way around side at Stowe? Well, not quite, but he was certainly trying. But Gavin Kirby holding the inside line. He's going to make Marcus Jewell drive all the way around the outside, as so Kirby holds the inside line as they go towards Club. Jewell, as a result, contemplates the outside. No way through there. James Knight as well, has he made the move with Luigi Valentino Mazza. They go through Club, and yes, Knight around the outside. He's going to go 3rd, and Simon Phillips tries to barge his way through into 4th. Mazza goes wide, Busey goes very wide as they head once more on towards Abbey. Simon Phillips, as a result, is shuffled down into 6th. We have got waved yellow flags. That's where Gary Broad pulled off on the previous lap, and so no overtaking. Back in car with Simon Phillips as we watch the Golf Tribute liveried machine of Adam Busey just ahead. Brooklands is the next corner. They've just gone through Priory as still Marcus Jewell battling in the background. Well, waved yellow flags, and so really they shouldn't be going side by side through there as Eric Bailey picks his way past Greg Noble a little bit further down the order as they all fight their way into Priory. Plenty of dicing. Is Bailey going to get another position? He's now on the tail of Andrew Kell. Instead, Bailey goes around. So Eric Bailey, oh dear, a spin for him. He's going to have to wait for a gap in the traffic, and with 48 cars, that might be quite a long wait. But he recovers into the race. On to lap 7 we go as Marcus Jewell up the inside into Copse. Through he goes and into leader of race. Brilliant manoeuvre from Marcus Jewell. You could call it a gold-plated manoeuvre or a gem of a manoeuvre, but then you would just be making too many puns as they accelerate up towards Beckett. But nonetheless, brilliant move from Marcus Jewell. He goes up in the lead of the race, and there was something inexorable about the way he worked his way up through the field. Now, Jewell, from the body language of that car, has been the quickest car in that group since really the start of the race. Now, will he be able to pull away from Gavin Kirby? Already they go through Beckett. Now they're out of Chapel onto the Hanger Straight. Now, will Jewell pull away? Simon Phillips powers past Luigi Valentino Mazza, and I wonder if Mazza might have made a slight error because he drops back. Although I don't think it's cost him too much as they stream down the Hanger Straight. However, Marcus Jewell pulling out an advantage at the head of the field and looking very nice indeed. So Marcus Jewell, at the moment, it looks as if Gavin Kirby has got no answer. We're heading towards the closing stage of this race as well. The mathematicians said that there would be 9 laps or thereabout as James Knight looks to the inside of Gavin Kirby. No way through there for James. Simon Phillips at the moment, it's just watching the 2 cars in front and holding his breath. They go through Club once more and accelerating up towards Abbey again, a little bit wide from Luigi Valentino Mazza in the background. Maybe he is just beginning to drive beyond the limits of what his Lotus is capable of. Marcus Jewell looking so smooth, however, and he really does look as he is set for another race victory in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Through Bridge he goes. Gavin Kirby secure in second for the moment as Knight busy defending from Simon Phillips. Phillips looks to the outside into Priory. No way through there. Will he be able to slide up the inside, possibly into Brooklands? He contemplates it, but James Knight closes the door just in time. Nicely done from James Knight. And that also brings Luigi Valentino Mazza back into play in 5th position. But Mazza, in turn, running a little bit wide through Luffield. And it really is like a piece of elastic between these 5 cars. The gap's going out and coming down, but nonetheless it's been oh so close throughout the entirety of the race. We go on to lap 8. And Marcus Jewell, this time Gavin Kirby closing on them, then James Knight as they go through Copse. Now Copse is such a key corner because if you get the exit right from Copse, then it gives you an excellent run up towards Maggots and Beckett. And James Knight and Simon Phillips had an excellent run through Copse corner. They come onto the tail of one of the back markers as Knight in the foreground loses it slightly. He makes contact with Kirby. They spin out. Second and third go off. Contact between Phillips and Knight as well. Simon Phillips is driving wounded. Gavin Kirby on the grass. We watch it again on board with Simon Phillips, and bang! There's the contact. Now, has that put Phillips out of the race as well? It looks as if Kirby on the grass, he may be going no further as Marcus Jewell leads into Stowe Corner. A big gap back to Simon Phillips, then Luigi Valentino Mazza, then Adam Busey, and then working his way up through the field as well. That's Russell Hill, who's come all the way up as, oh no, James Knight unfortunately out of the race, and Knight in his Stig fancy dress outfit looking absolutely despondent. A great pity after a very fine drive. And that car is stranded in a very awkward position, and yes, unfortunately the red flags coming out to bring an early end to the race. But no doubt about the winner, however. Marcus Jewell has driven superbly and a very well deserved victory. As the rest of the field streaming up towards Abbey, the checkered flag goes out, and with only a couple of minutes left on the clock, the race has been declared early. So the win for Marcus Jewell with Luigi Valentino Mazza in second, Simon Phillips third, Busey an excellent 4th position, and then further down the order, Tom Chataway rounds out the top 10.
Marcus, that's a result we're used to seeing, you up the front there?
Yeah, it's good. It's the first for a while, so quite too many seconds in my trophy cabinet, so I'm pleased to get the win. It was a great race. Gavin did well to kind of keep us behind, but I kind of felt I had the pace, and once I cleared Luigi, I was pretty comfortably got past Gavin, and then from there it was kind of good fun, yeah.
It's nice to see so much close competition and up the front in particular.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. I mean, if you overheat your tyres on a lap, I think that's what Gavin must have done, then you've had it and you'll never get it back. So it's just really good fun to get out there and have close racing. As I say, there's 10 of us that can win any race now, and it's just pleasing to get the trophies. Well, you certainly gave us a show. Fantastic racing there up the front.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, again, I got a good start and was battling for first place, and then got caught up a bit later, but absolutely fantastic.
You seem to sort of lose a little bit towards the end of the race. Things seem to drop off for you a little bit. What happened?
Yeah, I sort of lost, well, I had a problem with a couple of gears actually, and Gavin was a bit hard to get past, so that that was really the main problem. But the car was fantastic first part of the race. It went off a little bit towards the end, and I had a problem with one of the gears. I'm trying to get over that at the moment. So
you'll be sorted for the next race?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll give it a go again. I understand we're reversing the grids, so that will be very exciting. Just try my best again.
Well, you're certainly setting yourself up here. We've seen you on the podium for both your first race weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a surprise to me as well, actually. I didn't expect that, of course. But I just feel fairly comfortable. The guys are very good to race with as well, I've got to be honest. Marcus is brilliant, you know. I mean, give him room and he gives me room. Gavin was a bit more difficult, but I think that's the idea, isn't it? So, yeah, it's been good.
Simon, a fantastic race, and the result for you right at the end there.
Yeah, it was. It didn't look like it was going to come my way. I dropped back a few places and kept the car in tight to the pack and following them around to see what would happen. A few guys got a bit sort of hot on a few corners and knocked each other out. Unfortunately, I clipped one of them on the way through, properly parked in the back of his car and picked up some damage, but kept the wheels turning and brought it home. So that was good result.
So in some respects, you're lucky to have finished.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think I would at one point. So yeah, it was quite scary. Wondered if I had brakes at the end of the hanger straight. So.
Yeah, that must be quite scary in terms of the damage that you've got there. Is that going to be fixed for the next race?
Yeah, I reckon so. These boys know what they're doing. They've already sourced the parts by the looks of it, so we'll bolt that back on and get out and have some more fun. So.
And we'd like more of the same, please.
Absolutely. Well, some of the same. Brilliant.
Gavin, you had a really good race. What went wrong? What happened?
James Knight went wrong. That's what went wrong. He got a little bit too excited going through the Maggots-Beckett's complex and give me a love tap up the rear end and picked me up, turned me round, and I was facing the oncoming traffic, about 40 cars. So managed to scrabble the car backwards off the track and clear the track, but James unfortunately didn't, and I think him and Simon Phillips came together. It was a large cloud of fiberglass going everywhere and red flagged the race. So unfortunately he took us both out of podium positions and into the gravel. But hey, that happens, you know. That's what happens.
I'm quite surprised you're still smiling.
I owe him. I've got to say, I'm one in the bank now with him. You know, next time I see him, I can do the same to him. But no, it's all part of the racing. You know, if you come to a race day and you don't expect, you know, you think you're going to get away without being hit or nothing's going to happen, then you're fooling yourself. You do, you know, you race the amount that we race, things will happen, you know, and that's the incident that happened. So it's just part and parcel of it. I'll take it on the chin and we'll come back next time and we'll have him next time. He still owes me an ice cream, by the way. One with 3 flakes in and some juice on the top, please, James.
Well, you're heading off now. I see the car's on the trailer.
Yeah, the car's on the trailer. There's a little bit of damage. The steering's out, the rear wheel's buckled, and we've got a 4-hour drive home, so we thought we'd make the best of it and get home early.
Jonathan, the Elise Trophy's been running under the MSVR umbrella since day one of the trophy, and it's obviously gone from strength to strength in those last few years. How important is the series?
It's very important to us as MSVR. You know, we've clearly got a major promoted championship like Formula 2, but that only represents, or those kind of events represent about 5% of the racing in Britain. 95% is club racing. And the Elise Trophy's been extremely successful. I have to say that to start with, the Lotus Elise, it's an ideal car as a club racing car. It really is true to Colin Chapman's philosophy of lightweight. And it's a smart looking car. It's very, very close, and grid numbers have swelled enormously. The race is very competitive. And you know, full grids of close cars are just what we need for club racing.
And in terms of the Formula 2 brand, I mean, obviously it's a huge weekend here for Formula 2 headlining the weekend's racing. To have the support championships there as well, to draw in crowds, I mean, how important are they on these weekends?
They're absolutely vital. Having Formula 2 as the main championship is clearly the headline of the event, but nevertheless we've got a lot of track time available, and the spectators and the fans, they want to come and see a mixture of racing, not just the #1 event, but they want to come and see the other stuff as well. And we know very well that the Elise Trophy will provide a lot of action, and it's great for the competitors. You know, they've got the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit here to enjoy driving around, and for the fans too, watching Formula 2. The Elise Trophy provides some very, very close racing to keep them entertained in between the Formula 2 races.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. That's it from us today here at Silverstone for the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. But dramas all round, ending the race there with a red flag and seeing Marcus Joule take his first place of the season. Next time, join us again for more action here at Silverstone.